Give me 1 second, guys. Hang on. I'm just sorting out something real quick. Okay, so before I start, quick question. You guys do hear the subtle music, right? It's very soft. Yes, I hear it. Okay, music, I don't. Well, Kento says you can hear it. It is very soft, though. Like, like, even I can barely hear it. Until you hear those piano notes. It's there. How dare you, Aileen. Anyway, sorry, I had to take care of something because I was surprised by a little something something that I wasn't expecting until next month. Friend of mine sent me some money, so yeah. That's pretty good. Okay, so where were we? It was this one, right? Chess and slides? Yeah, I think so. Let me just check the text history so that way we can see. Let's see. Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, I remember this bit. I just don't remember this last part. Same thing happened to me. I got a new computer chair and also got issued a refund for it. Oh. No, it wasn't $1,000. Calm down. Okay, so yeah, book on nothing in the nonfiction section. I should have glanced at Yuko. She looks like she's about to burst from the pressure keeping Hanako's request secret. Yeah, I remember. This is when my throat started, like, getting a little raspy. Like, I was feeling it, like, getting tired. Yuko, what did? Chess. She's looking for a chess book. Make a mental note to never entrust Yuko with any important information. Yuko, I'm sorry, Hanako, I just slipped out. Well, it's not a secret anymore. Come on, I'll give you a hand. I should really brush up on my skills, too. Oh, okay. Yuko disappears behind the counter of shame as Hanako and I wander to the depths of the non-fiction section. I know there's supposed to be a system for categorizing these books, but I don't see anyone can decipher it without spending half their life researching it. It's probably why all the librarians I know are neurotic. There is a way of categorizing it. I used to do that. We did the Dewey Decimal System when I was a library assistant in the hospital. Not the hospital, fuck. In the high school. In high school. I think I thought of hospital because I was thinking of Hisao, who ends up in the hospital. Anyway, but yeah, we did categorize it based on fiction, non-fiction, and yeah, I went from there. And I was pretty particular about making sure the numbers were in correct order, so maybe I was a little neurotic on that end. Let's see. Okay. Towards the end of the aisle, between a book on card tricks and some book on kids' games, stands a single book bearing the title Chess Tactics for Champions. Before I can reach it, Hanako has the book in her hands, clutching it to her chest. Well, I guess that's yours then. Mind if I borrow it when you're finished? Sure, I just haven't really played against anyone but Lilly before, so I thought... Damn, it's like I was trying to be Hanako deliberately or anything, but she seems to have taken it to heart. And then again, at least this means she wants to play me again. That's a plus, right? Well, okay, then this is where we are. Well, it's not like I'm a master or anything. I just played a bit before. Wrong button. There we go. It occurs to me that I haven't told Hanako about my condition. I falter for a second, deciding to cover my tracks. That is a conversation for another day. Before I came here. Are you alright? Yeah, I was just remembering something. When I think about it, I shouldn't be afraid to tell Hanako about my condition, and my time in the hospital. Oh wow, the music stopped. Judging by her scars, she probably spent a fair amount of time in the hospital bed. Yeah, recovering from burns, yes. But for some reason, I can't bring it up. At least not today, and not on short notice. Eager to break off the conversation, I grab a random book from the shelf. It's some book on the world's fastest roller coasters. Hey. Published in 1982. Oh. Well, not very up to date, but it should at least be interesting. Well, we both got books now. Should we go sit down? Hanako seems to accept my bluff, and we head to the reading nook in the back of the library. The little smile that she has there. So tiny. Neither of us says a word. We simply open our books and start reading. I try to read my book, but it was saying that in 1982, roller coasters weren't nearly as large as the ones built in the decades since. Most of the ones listed are made of wood. Something about that doesn't seem safe to me. Oh, psh, what's the worst that can happen? I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you what. Six Flags over here in Valencia. That one has a 5-minute roller coaster. I kid you not. It is a wooden one though. So it doesn't have like the big old loop-de-loops and stuff like that, but hey, I mean, fuck man, if you're sitting on a roller coaster for 5 minutes, that's pretty fucking good, honestly. It is honestly so long that, like, at least long for a roller coaster, that around the 2.5-minute mark, I would say, yeah. There's a point where on the track, get seriously flash on this. Yeah, on those ones, yeah, the loop-de-loops, yeah, it's tough on the neck sometimes. But this one, I'm trying to remember what it was called. I think it was called Colossus, but I'm not sure. I'll take my word for it. So, well, yeah, there's a point where, like, in the halfway point of that, the track kind of lines up when going, obviously, forward, and the other one facing the other way. It's at that point that the two roller coasters meet up. So they have one going forward, and then they load in the next one, and then they have that one go after. So they time it in a way so that by the time, like, you know, they get there, you know, you meet each other at that point, and then you go whoosh, going through the other way. But yes, it was really cool. Mostly, so, you know, a lot of times I've seen roller coasters done in like about a minute at most or less. But 5 minutes, yeah, that was pretty great. Don't get me wrong, I did was a little sketchy about the wooden part of it, yes, but it was worth it. It was very worth it. I liked it. I had fun on it. If I'm gonna ride on something potentially dangerous, I want it to be made out of steel, or some kind of space-age alloy that has big words like titanium and ruthenium. I quickly lose interest, and my eyes wander across the reading area to rest on Hanako. Hanako seems absorbed in her book, flicking back and forth through the pages, as if confirming what she just read. I wonder if that's actually effective. Or if she's just overloading herself. Or she could be like me, where like I had to take a moment to like really absorb the information. She unconsciously brushes her hair from her face, temporarily revealing her scar tissue. Oh, she's moving out of her eye, basically. I'm still not sure about the protocol here. Is it right to ask her about the scars? Or her past? How long was she in the hospital? does she still visit the doctor? These all seem like the questions that you'd ask someone who just transferred to your school, translated to the local language. But to date, no one has directly asked me any of them. Well, except Rin, but I don't think I should use her as a guide to proper social behavior. There's a roller coaster. With 2 hours of fun, they got stuck upside down and it took 2 hours to figure. Oh man. Oh, that's one of my worst fears, like being stuck in an elevator, being stuck in a on a roller coaster, and it just gets oh man. That and also like being in the bathroom when a disaster hits. I don't want to be sitting on the toilet or in the shower when it happens. Like it just feels so vulnerable, you know? Like, what do you even do? You just finish, you just run out? Oh gosh. Clean up and then run out if you've been on the toilet. Grab a towel and run out if you're in the shower. Oh man. It's so weird that I like worry about these things and what are the chances that's gonna happen? Good old anxiety. For the time being, I'll just keep my mouth shut. If someone wants you to know something, then they'll tell you. Trying to force the issue might drive Hanako back into yourself. I'm gonna have to disagree on this one because sometimes you can't assume the person will want you to know if you never ask either. I've had a lot of times where they're like, why didn't you tell me this? You never asked. And yep, he's out. I mean, I know a question seems a little invasive, but you also can't assume she's gonna tell you on her own. Unless you ask. Got a short sweat son, like the wizard. Oh, hey Joshua, welcome. Sorry to interrupt, but I have to close the library now. Already? I check my watch. Oh, now the music comes back. Somehow, as I was lost in thought, nearly 2 hours have passed. Yeah, that happens when I go on Reddit. Do you want to check out those books? I can do it on the way out. Please. I'm done. I'll drop this one back on the way through. It wasn't as interesting as I first thought. Hanako marks her place with a slip of paper and stands up. The girls head to the counter, and I return my book to what I think is the right shelf. You don't remember where you put it? Yuko scans Hanako's book with practiced precision. It still manages to fumble it. Oh, there we go. They're time lucky. Since this is a non-fiction book, you can only have it for a week. That's okay. She'll be done by then. Happy Wednesday! Yuko shuts down the library's computer and herds us out the door. Ugh, I didn't think it was this late already. But you're the one that told us you had to close. Yeah, but I know, but that was before I looked at the time. I'll see you later. Nico bolts down the hall, her hand back, trailing behind her like an awkward streamer. I guess all the librarians really are neurotic. Huh? Never mind. I was just thinking that I've never met a librarian that can organize their time, no matter how good they are with their books. Oh, I know what you mean. Hanako smiles in amusement. It wasn't meant to be a joke, but I must have reminded her of some other librarian. Or something. I have to get back. Oh yeah, me too. I didn't realize it was this late. Thanks for letting me hang out with you. No problem. I'm going to my dormitory room now anyway, so do you mind if I tag along? Okay. Hanako sets off ahead of me, and I need to jog a little to reach her side. Power walker, let's go. We walked through the gardens, eventually arriving in front of the dorm buildings. Man, you walk pretty fast. I used to play in the soccer club and you managed to outpace me. I kind of regret saying that. It has less to do with your pace than with the fact that my condition has significantly worsened my fitness. Hanako's reaction is odd. I expect an awkward attempt to downplay her walking speed, but she just blushes while looking at her feet and smiling. Silence hangs in the air between us. That happens often around Hanako. It feels slightly different than usual this time. After a few seconds, I try to break the silence. Here you go. See you in class tomorrow? Sure. Hanako waves a short goodbye before pushing her way through the dorm's doors. I stand and look at them for a while, before making my way to my own dormitory room. Alrighty. Here we go, next scene. Chirping birds. Normally, this would be a good time to reflect upon the beauty of nature. But it is 6 a.m. Those damn fucking birds! I love birds, but man, do I get pissed off when I hear fucking loud ones in the morning. I remember in the last apartment that I was in, there was one that always chirped, yes, at 6 a.m. And it was like a high-pitched chirp. Like, beep, beep, like that. And I remember, like, one time I overheard my neighbor, because that little fucker was out there chirping at, like, the late afternoon. And I remember my neighbor at the time, he was like, you hear him? You hear him out there? How am I supposed to sleep when that thing's chirping so early in the morning? He was just so angry. Oh man, and now I'm just sitting like, you know, like I'm just like sitting there like in a dining room because that's where I heard the yelling coming from, like on that side of the wall anyway. I was just like sitting there like, man, indeed, man, I feel your pain. Because yeah, that little asshole will do it on the weekends too when you want to sleep in. Covering my head with the pillow, I slam my face into the mattress, hoping that the impact will send me instantly back to sleep. Futile. I toss and turn, but sleep simply won't return to me. I hate this. I hate that. Like, you just wake up and you're like, well, fuck it, man. I guess I have to get up now. I never blasted music to get back at the birds. That's hilarious. Alright, nature. You've won. See, I'm getting up now. The lack of sleep weighs my mind down, but there's only one remedy for this. A nice hearty breakfast. No, you need coffee. It'd be nice to be the first person here. Although, to be fair, if you have ADHD, the coffee does not work for you. Ever since I got, you know, started my medications and stuff, coffee actually does something for me. Actually, anything with caffeine now actually works. Before, I'd only drink it just to, like, just for the taste, because I really like coffee. And I like the taste of coffee. And the energy drink, and the one that I would get was, like, no sugar in it, so it'd be, like, getting that, you know, scratching that little itch for soda without actually succumbing to soda. Alright, we had a morning dove. Oh, morning dove. Yeah, it's good that those things came back. They were, like, in trouble before with their population, and now they're thriving. Coffee is a great laxative. It is. It's the caffeine in it. It's the caffeine that makes you... It's a good laxative. I don't know if you guys ever seen that meme where it's like the Pawn Stars meme, and then someone's like holding out coffee and they're like, "Hey, I would like to have some, like to get some energy from this," and then it goes, "The best I could do is poop." But yeah, I only drink coffee just for the taste. Sometimes I would feel my heart beating a little fast. But I didn't feel awake. That's the thing. I didn't feel awake. My body would kind of react in a way, but I didn't feel like it was actually waking me up still. It's weird to explain, but yeah. Now that I've started my medications, which is a Wellbutrin generic, by the way, it's actually helped me get energy now from coffee. Which is good, because, you know, my medicine, it makes me drowsy. And that was something they told me, like, when... Well, actually, they didn't tell me that. They actually warned me that it might keep me awake, but it does not have that effect on me. It makes me sleepy. And, yeah, so... Because it makes me sleepy, but then when I have it with coffee, I wake up. I feel like I can tackle the day, I have the energy, I can stay up. Yeah. Feels good. It's been so long since I actually tasted coffee. Yeah, I mean, I get Starbucks coffee, but I make sure to have it as low sugar as possible. This I had to like figure out on my own by looking at their nutritional menu. So an iced latte with soy milk, because I'm lactose intolerant. It has about 9 grams of sugar, which is pretty damn good in terms of Starbucks coffees. It would be better if it was lower? Yes, of course. But, you know, it tastes good, and, you know, it is what it is, and as long as I'm not, you know, going for the high sugary stuff, it's good. Then again, I think it's only over here in the US where we make it super sugary. I don't think that was the case in London. It didn't really seem like everything was too sugary. Anyway, on to the story. I'm getting distracted. To be the first to dig into a piping hot pile of food, sit wherever I desire. It would have been nice. But even my exceptionally early start has put me behind the most diligent students. I guess there are quite a few people that have early starts here, for one reason or another. A group of students in sports clothes huddle around one table, eagerly discussing game plans in between inhaling great gulps of food. They need their calories, yo. Scattered around the hall are a number of bleary-eyed students, probably suffering from the same ailment as myself. Noisy birds. So I did enjoy iced coffee without sugar, but I use coffee beans, not instant. Oh. Dang, you're fancy with the coffee beans. I think the only coffee that we have here is like the Keurig thing, but that's about it. And of course, there are the people that actually enjoy getting up this early. The ones with their bags stuffed with textbooks and completed homework. It's hard not to despise people like that, even more so when you're tired yourself. Look at them, having their shit together. The nerve. Bet you they go to sleep at 8 p.m. Carry my breakfast for ideal healthy. Oh, lots of fiber, vitamins, minerals. Bran cereal. I love Raisin Bran. It sounds like so old people of me, but man, I like it. I do like Raisin Bran. I just got the coffee. Use a $15. Ah. Well, I mean, at least you're putting the time into, like, grinding the beans. I don't think I have the patience for that. My coffee and I want it now. Picking out a familiar face from the thin crowd, I head towards the nearest table. Lilly sits alone, delicately filling her way around a small plate of eggs with her fork. Someone's ashamed to interrupt her in her clockwork movements. I wonder, is this how a blind person zones out? Simply moving in predetermined patterns learned over the years, just like how a sighted person would eat while reading a newspaper. Good morning, Lilly. I didn't expect you to be here this early. Oh, Hisao. You startled me. I didn't know you took breakfast this early. I don't. It is an exception to the rule. I greatly prefer to be late to school than early to breakfast. Lilly gives a small sigh at my admitted tardiness as I begin eating my food. It doesn't take long for her to lapse back into her previous mindless nibbling. Each short motion lacks energy. I suppose this is similar to letting your eyes wander while performing any ordinary chore. But after a few repetitions of the find food, eat food cycle, Lilly puts down her fork and dabs her lips with a napkin. So has her life all set. Must be nice. Yep. Hisao, do you mind if I ask you a question? Damn. All I want is a little food and about 4 hours of sleep. And nobody says, can I ask you a question for a simple question? Sure. Do you think of Hanako as a friend? Huh. This seems like a leading question. I guess so. Well, why do you ask? No real reason. I do have another question, though. Why is it that you think of her as a friend? Oh, this is well above my level. What is she expecting from me? I'm not really sure. I guess it's because she's a little different in the way she deals with people. Huh. Since I've known her, she hasn't really connected with anyone. Brand's sin for sin. It's actually addicting, yeah. Oh man, oh yeah, I know I haven't had in a while. Raisin Bran Crunch, man, that shit was good. I liked it. She doesn't seem interested in other people, and I think people are a little scared off by her appearance. Really? I thought that kind of thing was, well, discouraged here. Discriminating and such. Huh. If I were to put it one way, she furrows her brow in thought, a move which makes me slightly anxious as to what she's plucking from her mind. I'd say that you're a little naive. Naive? I'd be insulted if not for the slightly cynical grin on her face. I see. While Yamako has a stronger sense of community compared to other schools, it's far from being free of conflict. Rules cannot remove human nature, after all. Only suppress it. That's something I've noticed, actually. Just little things, like how certain people and cliques avoid each other in the hallways. It's no different from my old school, really. Even Lilly and Shizune could be considered bitter rivals, even though they both seem like fairly accepting people. Well, at least the Misha-tinted Shizune does. Who knows what actually goes on with her fingers behind her glasses? I guess you're right. But when I first came here, everything was a bit of a shock. I kept on making mistakes. Or at least thinking I was making mistakes. Like when we first met, I said, I see to you. I didn't know that was considered rude or anything, so I tried to just put it in the back of my mind. Treating people any differently and that kind of thing. Like sprinkles like honey. Oh, Honey Nut Cheerios. Fire brand cereal in particular. Yeah, I think that's kind of why I like the Raisin brand one, because, you know, the raisins kind of give it a little something something. So I didn't. I told myself that Hanako and you and everyone else was just normal. And I tried to ignore the obvious. I talked to Hanako as if she were any other person. And so we became friends. At least that's how I think it happened. But you know, I feel guilty just from saying something like that aloud. As if it took extra effort to think of Hanako or you or anyone here as normal people. I don't think that's right. Oh, you hate raisins. I actually don't mind raisins. I like raisins. It's kind of why I like oatmeal raisin cookies. Which is why I say, kids, you might think you're an oatmeal raisin cookie in a pile of chocolate chip cookies, but there's gonna be someone who's gonna want to eat you. Or want you anyway. Like that. Yeah, not eat you, but want you. Hey Andy, welcome. Hey Sal, I think you are naive, but I also think that you are a good person. It is perhaps one of your better traits. I suppose I can take that as a compliment? Tell me, are you free tonight? If you don't count homework, then I'm as free as a breeze. In that case, would you care to join myself and Hanako for tea? I don't really have that much money at the moment, so going out isn't really... Oh, I didn't mean going out. Just here. This evening. You can access the classrooms in the evening here? Oh no, that's not what I meant. Hanako and I often use my room for tea parties together. Please, feel free to drop by after dusk. Sure, I see no problem with that. What's your room number? 225. Room 25 on the second floor. Okay, sure. Well then, I had best be off. I have class representative duties to attend to, after all. Until this evening, Hisao. Yeah, catch you later. Hang on. Was I just invited to a girl's room after hours? Is that even allowed? Am I allowed to do that? Same reasons are good. Let's see, so take a look. Oh, yeah, the soft and chewy, they're so good, yeah. Don't get me wrong, I do love a soft and chewy chocolate chip cookie. Can't go wrong with that either. There is the curfew here. But I've never heard any rules about visitors in the dorm rooms. Even still, this is enough to get my sleep-deprived mind, sleep-deprived brain jump-started. Add that to a lukewarm breakfast and you have one hell of a pick-me-up. I grudgingly go to class, still a little excited at the prospect of breaking the rules. Oh man, it's like Star Rail. Rules are made to be broken. I feel like a little kid planning to sneak out of his window at night. Well, maybe that's going a little too far, but when you compare an invitation to a party to 6 or so hours of lectures, I know which one wins. Misha and Shizune do little to relieve my boredom either. For once, they seem determined to actually complete Muto's assignments, I almost said experiments. Nevertheless, the day eventually winds to a close. I hurried back to my room to wash up and comb my hair. Thankfully, I don't run into Kenji. Yeah, who knows how much freaking of a misogynistic rant he's gonna get onto. Before long, I am leaving the boys' dorm. I nervously rap on the door marked 225, checking my watch once again. Is that you, Hisao? The door is open, you can come in. Lilly's voice lilts through the door. It soothes my nerves. This is the first time I've been invited to a girl's room after dark. Even though I know there is no ulterior motive behind this invitation, it doesn't stop my mind running wild with possibilities. Hold on there, Tiger. One guy, 2 girls, in a dorm room, with a tea set. When I put it like that, it sounds a little dodgy. Brother, either you've been reading too much erotica or watching too much porn, whichever it is, you got it. Kenji's are such. She's against the feminist conspiracy. They're everywhere. Giving a small sigh to steady myself, I gingerly put my hand on the handle and opened the door, craning my head to see inside. Hey, the gang's all here. The door opens completely, and I catch my first glimpse of Lilly's room. Her furniture looks almost antique, but the bare walls and flat surfaces are barely decorated at all. In the center of the room sits a little table, and where I see a small tea set at rest. It seems that everything in this room has its place, possibly excepting the several piles of books stacked up against the wall. My sense of vision isn't the only one to be stimulated. The faint smell of something can be picked up on the air. Nail polish, perfume, makeup. It's hard to describe in any way other than girly. My eyes finish their quick sweep of the room before returning their position onto the girls. Of course, Lilly doesn't know that she's looking around. Lilly sits next to a small table, wearing very dark blue pajamas. Dark blue pajamas with shorts that show off plenty of her alluring pale legs. She's got those legs. She's tall. Opposite her, Hanako sits adorned in a conservative light pink gown. Her hands are firmly fixed between her legs, her shoulders forward and her head down, as if trying to hide herself in it. It would be easy for her to do. It looks about 2 sizes too big for her. Waves of flannel flow from her frame, making her look like a child playing dress-up in her parents' clothes. She looks up to confirm identity, the beginnings of a thin smile creep across her face, before vanishing so fast that I can't be sure they ever were there. There's no point in you standing in the doorway, Hisao. I take a step into the room, closing the door behind me. My, I'm afraid this really is a small room for the 3 of us. Would you like to take a seat? To take a seat. I mean, there's nowhere else to sit but the floor, you know. Hanako route. Yes, we are on the Hanako route, yes. I slowly walk to the table and sit down, trying my hardest not to disturb anything along the way. I also can't help but steal a quick glance into Lily's top as I sit. Because you were above her. You were above... okay. That's funny. Like, oh, well, I'm standing up and from where you are, you're shorter than me, so I can easily just look down. I gotta be honest, getting invited to a tea party after hours in a girl's room is super sketch. Yeah, a little bit. And we know how wild Lily can get, so, you know. On the other hand, Lily only got wild after she admitted her feelings. Like when she says, you know, that she loves you and stuff like that, yeah, like, yeah. At least there's that. She doesn't just jump into it, though, so. Shizune, though, I don't think... I mean, there seemed to be, like, a hint of, obviously, like, a mutual attraction, but there was no admittance to any, hey, I like you, you like me, good, kind of thing. Or at least that's how it kind of came off. I don't recall, like, that kind of stuff happening on Shizune's route. He's like, don't mind if I do. Yeah. To be robbed of a sight would be a most terrible fate. Well now. Oh wait, hold on. Wait, did I skip something? Oh, he meant for himself. To be robbed of sight for himself would be a terrible fate. Oh. Well now, how about some tea? Hanako, could you please pour? Sure. Hisao, would you like... I would love some tea. Do you need a hand? No. I'm fine. Thank you. Lily finds it difficult to resist a smile at her companion's nervousness, something I can't really blame her for. Been a tiring day? Yeah. I relax in my place, opposite of the cabinet. To my left is the blue-clad Lilly, and to my right sits the pink Hanako. The tea set on the table looks cute as well as practical, painted red with a floral motif. It looks odd when contrasted with Lily's plain but generally sophisticated-looking furniture, which leads me to think that Hanako might have picked it out. There's a slight ting when Hanako accidentally clips the teapot on a cup as she is pouring. She breathes in sharply. She must be really nervous. That's not the kind of thing anyone would worry about. Hanako quivers at her mistake. It's okay, Hanako. There's no need to be nervous. Hanako seems to find some confidence in Lily's reassuringly soft-spoken words, and deftly pours the next 2 cups. Here you are, Hisao. Lily. Hanako carefully places the cup and saucer in front of Lily and myself. I think I used to service like this. Thank you, Hanako. Yeah, thanks. You're welcome. Lily searches for a cup, and upon finding it, sips delicately. I do the same. This tea tastes somewhat better than the tea we usually have at school. This is nice. It's so different from any tea I had before. Looks like you picked the right one, Hanako. You've done well, even if it was a bold move. Hanako's smile returns, redoubled. Even with her blighted face, her shy smile couldn't be called anything but cute. I'm glad you like it. Hanako, finally beginning to relax, sips from her tea. From her cup. Oops. Something about this makes me think about Lily's question at breakfast. Why am I friends with Hanako? Lily seems genuinely concerned for Hanako's well-being, but it's not like I can do anything to help her. As far as I can tell, her scars don't hold her back physically, and everyone I met seems to have overcome their disabilities to some extent. I don't have any ulterior motives to hang out with Hanako. We just share similar interests. Isn't that enough? So, Hisao, are you enjoying yourself? Lily's words break me out of my reverie, and I take a second to reconsider where I am. I'm in a room with 2 girls in their bedclothes. This is something to be enjoyed. Oh yeah, it's relaxing. Almost like I'm not in the school anymore. Do you do this often? Quite often, but not as often as we take tea in the school building. Considering they do that nearly every day, that's not a big surprise. As I move to take another sip from my teacup, I find it sadly empty. Ah, that was delicious. Thank you, Hanako. Lily. You're welcome. Yes, you're most welcome, Hisao. It's nice to have a third person here. Well, anytime you need someone to fill that position, I'm always available. Always. One must be sure to get onto, to get one point across in these circumstances. Lily lets loose a yawn, which she unsuccessfully hides with her hand. Oh, pardon me. I think I'm a little tired. I think we're all a little tired. My, how astute we are tonight, Hanako. We really should head to bed. We all have class tomorrow. Yeah, I should go. Thank you for your presence, Hisao. Thanks. You'll come again? Not even a whole army could stop me. I'm impressed by your determination, Hisao. Either way, you're right. We'd best get going. I stand up and make for the door. Hanako gingerly stands up behind me. I stop and face her. Are you coming with me? Hanako instantly blossoms into full blush. No, not... This room isn't... It's okay, I was only joking. Oh, okay. Good night. Good night, Hanako. Good night, Hisao. Night all. And with that, our tea party finishes. I'm still not sure what it is that Lily wants me to do for Hanako, but I don't want to let her down. I wait until the door has closed behind us before turning to Hanako. Hey Hanako, you don't have to be nervous around me or anything. I mean, We're friends, right? Right. We're friends. If you ever want to hang out or anything, just let me know. We still need to have that chess rematch, remember? Sure. But I don't think you'll win. Oh. It wouldn't be any fun if it was that easy. Hanako seems to give a muted laugh, but she could have just as easily been exhaling. Good night, Hisao. With that, Hanako quickly retreats into her room, located next to Lily's. I start to walk back to my dorm, but the simple act of walking seems to drain me of my energy. I barely make it to my room before I am hit by a wave of exhaustion. I kick off my shoes and fall into bed, and fall asleep by the time my head hits the pillow. You slept in your clothes? You animal. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Yawn. I pull my door closed, ready for another day of classes. Oh shit, here we go. Sleep well. Kenji's sudden arrival makes me jump, and I narrowly avoid butting heads with him. I know he has poor eyesight, but he knows who I am now. Does he still have to stand this close? Oh, yeah, like a baby. Damn, why do people say that? Have you ever heard a baby sleep? They scream all night, every night. Babies don't sleep well, ever. Well, there goes my restful state. I have to remember to never use figures of speech with Kenji. Alright, I get your point. It's figure of speech. Yeah, sure, whatever. Where were you last night? I had a favor to ask, but you weren't around. For a split second, I considered telling Kenji the truth. That I was spending time with Hanako and Lilly. Thankfully, that split second passes as soon as it came. I was just out, checking out the local area and stuff. You know, recon. Good man, good. I knew you were the type to plan ahead. Anyway, what was this favor you wanted? I was gonna get some takeout, but I needed change. Wait, what? I gave you money last week and you still haven't paid me back. I was starting to think you were cool. Kenji fishes around in his pocket and produces his wallet. As he counts out the 400 yen he owes me, I can clearly see at least two 10,000 yen notes. Hey, what the hell? Why are you borrowing money off me when you've got that much cash? Kenji hisses a little, realizing that he's been had. Get off my case, man. It's bad luck to break a big note. Go away, Red Root. Okay. It's bad luck to break a big note for anything less than half its value. It's the tycoon's rule. Last night's dinner is going to cost me 7 years of bad luck. 7 years. Don't you think that's enough cause to help someone out? I'd get a shorter sentence if I just stole the stuff. Oh, my common sense screams at me to say something to him, but thankfully I restrain myself. Arguing a point like this with Kenji will just lead to further and more complicated discussions. I guess you're right. Maybe we should plan these things a little better. Yeah, man, I know. But I've just got so much stuff to do. It's hard. And you're never around anymore, so I'm on my own. We're supposed to be brothers in brotherhood, remember? Yeah, I get you. Global conspiracy and such. I'll keep my ear to the ground. Kenji draws close enough for me to get a clear whiff of his garlic-tainted breath. You better, man. You're already spending less time here. That's the first thing they do. They'll try to split us up. Divide and conquer. Sun Tzu said that. Oh, roger that. Now, I've gotta be going. I've got classes. You coming? Nah, I'm tired. I stayed up all night just to make sure nothing was going to happen after splitting that note. As rational as ever, I see. Whatever. Night. Kenji scurries back into his room. I hear him throwing his locks as I walk down the hallway. Kenji is the same, but you see a different facet of his insanity. Yeah. I still love that she's gonna hear it when you see him take off his glasses and everything. That's why some people can't roll their tongue or why their second toe is longer than their big toe. Wait, why? Mucho beams a half-moon smile and is obviously proud of his explanation of recessive genes. That's a recessive gene? Yeah, because like my toe is just... The second one next to the big toe is just a little bit longer. I just didn't know that was a recessive gene. Huh. However, no matter how impressed he is at the science that defines who we are, the classroom seems to be reduced to a stupor. I have a hitchhiker's thumb. Not too far. Oh. Freaks people out. Oh, dang. I don't think... My thumb is just kind of skinny. That's all it is, yeah. That's kind of why, though, like, when, you know, I try to make it a thing to, you know, get pedicures, because, you know, my... you know, that one toe is, you know, looking a little off from everything else, and I want my feet to at least look nice otherwise. Why is it that a bad explanation can make even the most interesting things seem worthless? I can see Muto deflate as he realizes that nothing he said in the past half hour has sunk in. Whispered conversations start to break the silence, and like an avalanche, the noise level in the class starts to rise. Defeated, Muto identifies some questions from the textbook and sets to clearing off the blackboard. Almost as if expected, Hanako packs up her things and leaves as soon as people start talking and laughing among themselves. The initial shock of seeing someone place so blatantly truant has started to fade, but it doesn't stop me from wondering. Is she leaving because she doesn't want people to speak to her? Or is it just the thought of people around her shattering her peace? Before I can think about the topic any further, the lunch bells ring. I wonder if she was simply taking the opportunity to leave early. The usual clamor of students exchanging books for lunch reverberates around the room, and while Misha is distracted, I grab my lunch and head out the door. Aw, shoes really mess up your feet? Ouch. Lilly already sits in the tea room, sitting out her lunch alone. So, Hanako's not here then? Oh, Hisao, how are you? I haven't met Hanako since this morning, I'm afraid. Oh, that's right, Hanako and Lilly live next to each other. Somehow I think their morning conversations are slightly more grounded than Kenji's ramblings. Ah, that's strange. She left class early, so I figured that she'd come here. So she's still leaving class early. Huh? Yeah, I've seen her do it a few times. Lilly drops her head a little, and her tone of voice is notably depressed. It's very reminiscent of someone who is used to hearing bad news. I was so sure that she stopped doing that once you two became friends. Everyone has their own pace, I suppose. Well, I was wondering about just that today. Why exactly did she leave? I'm not entirely sure myself. I personally think it's because she doesn't want to be put in a situation where she has to answer someone. A flashback of my first meeting with her, when I thought she looked like a cornered animal. Maybe I wasn't far from the truth. But she seems fine with talking to you, and with me, a bit. It's a little more complex than that. I imagine that the first thing most people ask her is about oh god. First thing most people ask her about is her scars. And what happened. She rarely talks about it with me, but I can tell that she doesn't like to remember whatever happened back then. Leaving class and running away from discussions is her preemptive strike, if you will. Huh. So then, how does that explain her talking to me? You said it yourself yesterday at breakfast. You tried to ignore her scars. When she saw that you weren't going to ask her about that, she opened herself up to you. I guess you're right. Maybe. I don't know. You know her better than I, so I'll take your word for it. I wouldn't worry about that. I'm sure you'll come to know her as well as I do soon enough. I welcome the prospect of her having a new friend, and the two have such similar interests. Well, I hardly count reading as a team sport, but it's good to have company, though. That's my point. Hanako is still an average person at heart. She also wants company at times like that. Uh-huh, I see. I think. To be honest, both of you still confuse me a little. That's only natural, Hisao. We've only known each other for a little while. It's unreasonable to expect you to understand us, just as we can understand you. But that is half the fun of becoming friends, right? Yes it is. Although, I suppose there is the matter of us being opposite genders. Men and women do seem to confuse each other quite often. She says this with a little giggle, finding amusement at the odd little details of life. I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to start eating. Oh no, go ahead. I think I'll eat something too. I've got some books I want to drop back at the library before classes start, so I better get a move on. You'll probably find Hanako there as well. If you do see her, can you tell her to stop by my room later tonight? I'd like to talk to her. You're not coming? Unfortunately, I have a class representatives meeting later, so I'll be gone as soon as I finish my lunch. Okay then. If I don't see her in the library, then I'll tell her in class. I'm sure she'll be back after lunch. We fall silent as we start to eat. I take a second to reflect on our conversation. I've always thought that Hanako's shyness was simply due to her being self-conscious of her scars. But that is a pretty superficial way of looking at her. Just when I thought I was able to see through the fog of Lilly and Hanako, I realized that I'm more lost than when I started. Alright, give me a second. I need water. Lilly quickly finishes her lunch, acutely aware of her meeting. I don't blame her. Shizune is most likely going to be there, and I doubt she wants to give her the satisfaction of another argument. I must be off. Same time tomorrow? Same time, same channel. I better head off too. I don't want to risk being late. Lilly smiles gently, picks up her cane, and walks out into the hall. I turn my back on Lilly as we head in opposite directions. For some reason, I find myself hoping she doesn't get into another fight with Shizune. As much as I like Lilly, Shizune and Misha have been pretty instrumental in helping me adjust. Even if half of our conversations are thinly veiled recruitment attempts. And again, I barely know either of them. Maybe they're previously leaders of some kind of secret society, but their love for each other drove them apart. Man, I need to stop reading cheap fiction. It's rotting my brain. Either that or I've got to move away from Kenji and his bad influence. It's sad that I can't tell the two apart anymore. I slam my books down the return chute, and they crash into the cart with a pleasant thud. Yuko, however, doesn't seem as impressed as I. Hisao, you scared me. Oh, sorry, I thought you'd be used to that by now. Or is the literacy level here so low that nobody borrows any books? Huh? No, I think everyone here can read fine. Yeah, never mind. There's some battles that you can never win. Trying to explain jokes is one of them. My dad taught me that the hard way. Say, Yuko, have you seen Hanako about... She left class early, but she wasn't in her usual hiding place. I think I saw her sneak in before lunch. Oh, but I'm not supposed to tell anyone that. I just told you that I saw her leave, no need to stress out. Oh, of course. She's probably in the back. Thanks. Getting new books in recently? No, sorry. I'll let you know when we do, though. Okay. There's one thing I know about librarians, part-time or otherwise. It's that they appreciate people who take a genuine interest in their work. I walked the now familiar path to Hanako's reading nook, picking out a few titles along the way. Sometimes I find it hard to discover a book that will interest me among the shelves. An author's name and a two-word title doesn't mean much in a sea of similar words. For that reason, I sometimes reread books that I read in the past. Better a bet on the favorite than a new runner. An unfamiliar title from a familiar author peeks out among the spines of its neighbors, so I move it from the shelf. At least I'm not going over old material. As expected, Hanako sits in her beanbag, buried deep in a copy of Dance Dance Dance. Hi Hanako, how's it going? I fight back the urge to ask why she left class early. If Lilly's suspicions were right, then asking her about that could have the opposite effect. Best to leave it for the time being. Sometimes the best way to get an answer from someone is to never ask the question. Hello, Hisao. I'm fine. Something seems off, and after a couple seconds I realize what it is. Hanako's smiling. She looks as if she's pleased to see me. It's a nice change from the usual. From the usual instinctively frightened reaction. And something I hope I can see more of as we get to know each other better. Oh, good to hear. How's that book? I've heard it's a trip. It's good, I think. I've only just started it, so I don't really know. Oh, fair enough. Let me know how it goes. I may borrow it once you're done. Sure. There's a good 15 minutes left in lunch. Not enough to really get into a book, but too much to stand around doing nothing. And Hanako has already returned to her reading, so I doubt I'll get much conversation from her. Oh well. I better make myself comfortable. I slouch into a beanbag and crack open my book. The familiar style of the author leaps out at me from the very first line. As the sentences turn into paragraphs, I start to relax a little. But no matter how I try, I can't seem to get myself into the atmosphere of the book. This is partly due to the lack of time, but the more distracting factor is Hanako. Oh wait, she just glanced over right now? Every 10 or so seconds, she peers over the top of her book. But when our eyes meet, she clearly ducks behind the covers. Oh, like, no, I wasn't looking. I guess you did want to talk about something after all. Oh, what's up? You look like a prairie dog on lookout. It's nothing. I've told you before, nothing means something when you say it like that. Hanako squirms a little in her beanbag, hoping that by changing her position, she'll find the word she's looking for. I was in an accident. Accident? Just now? Are you alright? Hanako shakes her head, her hair flowing around her shoulders in wisps of amethyst on a background of pale and dark flesh. No. When I was younger. Realization crashes into me like a semi. When I was... It's alright, Hanako. You don't have to tell me anything if you don't want to. Again, she shakes her head. No. I have to tell you. Oh shit. When I was young, I was in a fire. My house burned down, and I nearly didn't make it. After that, I was alone. Hanako's eyes glisten in the dim light of the library, and I reach out to grasp her hand. It's okay, Hanako. You don't have to keep going. But I have to. Why? What brought this on? Last night, Lilly told me about your heart. And I didn't think it was fair. Fair? That I knew about you, but you didn't know about me. I squeeze Hanako's hand a little. Don't be silly, but... Yeah, I have a heart condition. I lean a little closer to Hanako. What I didn't tell Lilly is that I had my first attack when a girl confessed to me. I smiled a little to break the tension. Really? Really. I haven't heard from her for a while though, so I guess it's all over. I know it's all over. There's no other way to interpret what happened the last time I saw her. In some ways, not having heard from her again has helped me move on from that period of my life. So now, we both know a little more about each other. But you don't have to talk about things if you don't want to. In fact, I feel a little bad even thinking about that whole incident. I can almost smell the hospital's disinfectant burning the back of my sinuses again. I imagine Hanako is going through the same thing now. When I was in the hospital, I went to the burn ward once. And only once. I was bored, so I went for a walk through all the wards. I went through oncology, thought I could take it. When I got to the burn ward, I turned around and went back to my bed. To think that Hanako would have spent months in a place like that, feeling nothing but corrupted skin, strong disinfectant, sterilized air. The really bad cases were kept in isolated pods that no foreign objects could enter. That would have meant no reading. I would have gone insane if I didn't have my books in the hospital. And she said she was alone. Did her parents die? I'll have to ask Lilly about it. I can imagine myself saying something dumb unintentionally. So thank you, Hisao. I haven't told many people about this. To be honest, I haven't told many people about the circumstances either. Then I won't tell anyone either. Deal. I changed my grip on Hanako's hand into a handshake as the warning bells chimed through the window. Well then. We better head back to class then, huh? Sure. Oh, next act? Castling. The tint of the room slowly changes from the shine of the afternoon to the orange of dusk. A clock lazily ticks away the seconds, counting in the background, on the verge of hearing. But no matter how long I wait, the outcome cannot be changed. The diminutive playing piece makes a small click against the board. Like a wound spring, Hanako makes her move only moments after mine. It's embarrassing. In comparison to my 5-minute move, she seems to know exactly what she wants to do. Mate. Again, what does that make this? 3-2? So stalemates don't count. Oh, damn. You're getting better at this every day. That or she's been holding back. I never had thought it when I first met her. But she really has a knack for this game. Chess seems to have become a popular pastime for the two of us. Hiding away in the tea room, playing a game or two after classes. From here, the students outside can just barely be heard milling about. The everyday noises from below remind me a little of my life before Yamako. Though, I'm by now well aware that it's a life I'll never get back to. Fancy another game? I have to finish my homework. Oh, well, I'll see you tomorrow then. But what about this? Hanako points to the tea set surrounding the mostly empty chessboard. Oh, don't worry about that. I've got it. Oh, okay. See you. Later. Hanako departs as I start cleaning up the area. The occasional whistles and cheers for the sporting clubs outside become less frequent, eventually approaching silence. A part of me still wants to be in some kind of team. Since I played soccer and other sports before my accident, I guess it's only normal to feel nostalgic about what I can't do anymore. I have other reasons than that for my coming here so often, and I don't feel so bad about losing that part of myself because of them. Lilly is a good friend by now, but it's the small exchanges I have with Hanako that feel especially dear. The small victories I feel every day as I see more of what she's like under her self-imposed shell. That's why I come here most of all. As I'm putting away cups and saucers, I hear talking outside the door. Pausing for a moment to listen, I can make out that it's Hanako and Lilly, and decide to go outside to investigate. Are you quite sure? I'm sure. Ah, Hisa. Hanako turns to see me with a look of mild surprise as she notices my approach. Lilly must have caught her just as she was about to leave. Oh my, Hisa is here as well? Afternoon, Lilly. What's up? I was hoping, now that I finished with my class representative duties for the day, that I might have the two of you accompany me for tea at the Shanghai. It would be nice to enjoy ourselves outside of the school for a change. Oh, I'd be up for it. I think Hanako had work to do, though. It's not all that much. Wonderful. It seems that we're decided then. I cast my eyes across the cafe as three of us step in. As usual, there are only a handful of people around at most, but the noise level is a quiet background hum. Aww. The hole Lilly has on Hanako's arm remains just as it been, for the entire slow walk down the hill to the local town. But it's hard to say for which reason. For Lily's guidance, or for Hanako's reassurance. For a moment, Lilly removes her arm from Hanako's to retract her cane as Yuko quickly skitters over to where we stand, but soon replaces it right back where it had been. Welcome to the Shanghai. May I take your order? She gives a deep bow, her well-delivered professional introduction putting her in a good mood. It's a nice change from the norm for Yuko. Just tea, please. Hanako, Hisao? I'll have a slice of pie and a coffee. Just tea, please. Coming right up. Please take any seat you wish, and I'll be back shortly. Yuko gives a smile and a nod before shuffling to the counter. And we make our way to some empty seats by the window in quick measure. Why does Lily's face look like that? We slip into our seats. The girls on one side with Lily's cane propped up beside them, and I on the other. I realize that Hanako's not doing something that she so often does. Rather than keeping her eyes pinned to the ground and hiding behind her blind escort, busily trying to convince herself that the world around them doesn't exist, she's merely keeping her eyes low and helping Lilly around. Are you okay, Lilly? You look tired. She lowers her head a little, looking somewhat embarrassed that she let show. Class representative work can be very tiring, considering that it often means dealing with the student council. Very tiring indeed. How do the other representatives go? Better than I, but not by much. Shizune is a harsh taskmaster no matter whom she deals with. It doesn't sound like you particularly relish the job. Why do you do it in the first place if it's that bad? That's a good question. Being a class representative is enjoyable, and I can deal with the responsibility well enough. It's just that the people involved are sometimes... She trails off, cutting her words at a rather opportune spot. It's hard to imagine Lilly cursing, but I imagine that if anyone can make her do so, it would be Shizune. Damn, Shizune really gets under her skin. Hanako looks to be withering a bit in the light of such conflict. But before I can steer the topic away a little, she stands up. Although I have to admit it was nice in Lily's route that Shizune was trying to make some peace with her. Hanako? I'll be back in a bit. With that, she leaves for the restrooms. I suppose that's one way to deal with the situation, if that was indeed her motivation. Lilly, however, looks a little wounded. Wait, did I miss something? Did I not read something? Hold on. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. Oh, don't worry about it. I don't think it was you. But I think she's been getting stronger recently. You've seen it yourself, right? That would have been awry. Unfortunately, Lilly doesn't look offended. And by now I really shouldn't be quite so scared of stepping on that landmine around her. Possibly. Sometimes I find it hard to tell, though. Silence reigns for a moment before two teacups of pie and a mug of steaming coffee appear in front of us. I notice that Yuko takes special care to place the teacup against the tip of Lilly's fingers, letting her know where it is. Aw. Here you go. Thanks, Yuko. Oh wait, no, that was Hisao. Thanks, Yuko. Thank you. With a quick and silent bow, the bespectacled waitress takes her leave. Ah, that's right. I was meaning to ask you something, and now would be the right time to do so. I'm all ears. Hanako's birthday is coming up, and I was hoping that you might accompany me for present shopping in the city this weekend. Hanako's birthday is soon? I suppose it'd be a nice chance to cheer her up a bit. Like Yuko, she always seems to be teetering on the edge of either panic or depression. I bet I've never seen her enjoy herself much outside of our chess games. All that aside, learning the layout of the city better with a friend keeping me company sounds like a good way to spend a weekend. Oh sure, I'd be happy to. Have you got any plans for what to do for her birthday? Party or anything? Hanako being Hanako, perhaps... Oh wait, oops, sorry. I thought it was a description. Or sentence, yeah, whoops. Hanako being Hanako, perhaps a low-key affair would be... Lily suddenly cuts herself short. Maybe to wonder why as she brings her teacup to her lips and begins to sip. Maybe she hears her approaching. After a few seconds, I notice Hanako walking up to us over her shoulder. Lily's hearing must be very good indeed, if it was the sound of the restroom door opening that tipped her off. Hanako takes her seat once again, and wastes no time in drinking her tea. Soon the three of us are quietly eating and drinking as the sun sets. It's a nice way to spend the remainder of the day's light. And it makes me appreciate the quiet, serene surroundings of Yamaku. I think I really begin to like life here, as isolated as it may be. I finish off the last of my coffee and rest the mug on the table while the girls talk between themselves. The coffee here is a little bitter for my taste, but still quite good. Better than what I can make for myself in any case. The girls' discussion is mainly focused on their respective reading preferences, which does give me a little curiosity about a related topic. Oh, sorry, a little curiosity about a related topic. Hey Hanako, I was wondering, aside from chess and reading, do you have any hobbies or things you like doing? She's completely stopped in her tracks, looking quite surprised that anyone would be interested in asking such a question about her. It takes her a little time to formulate a response. I guess I like singing a little. I'm okay with computers as well, but I don't use them all that much. Singing's not exactly something I expected to hear. She likes karaoke. It's hard to imagine her singing voice, given how soft-spoken she is. Lily, on the other hand, simply nods. She must already know all this, since she's been friends with Hanako for 1 year or so by now. What about me? She hesitates before quickly flicking her head up and down. It's only logical that she'd want me to talk about my hobbies after she's told me hers. Let's see, there's chess, obviously, but also... There was soccer as well, though I can't really do that anymore. Reading, which I picked up in the hospital. This is surprisingly hard. Lily and Hanako look a little put off by the direction this is taking. And the more I think about it, the more I am too. It sounds as if you picked up quite a few things since your accident. Lily's candor is coated with probably the most positive spin one could put on what I said. Hanako, however, is silent. If a situation becomes difficult, her reaction always seems to be withdrawing into silence, in order to prevent things getting worse. Either that or physically retreating. A soft ringing gives us pause. As Lily reaches into her pocket, it becomes obvious that the sound's coming from her phone. Sorry. It's okay. Lily gives a quick nod before shuffling out of her seat and taking the call a little distance away, to avoid disturbing the both of us. Must be nice to be popular. Hanako smiles, but doesn't take up the hook for other doesn't take up the hook for further discussion. Okay, sorry, water. Alright. I end up just sitting back and closing my eyes, relaxing as best I can. It's nice and peaceful here. I wonder what it'd be like to have grown up somewhere like this, rather than in the city. You came from the city? Looks like I found something she wants to talk about. Yeah, you could say I was a city kid through and through. It sounds like a lot changed. It did. I'm still not quite sure what to make of it all, though. It's a bit of a culture shock in more ways than one. Oh, hold on. Oh god, I'm feeling a sneeze. Ugh, okay. I swear to god, I better not be getting sick again. I'm hoping it's just allergies. Please let it be allergies. Like, I was already sick once. I don't want to get sick again. Please don't let me get sick. Alright, where was I? Oh yeah. It's a bit of a culture shock in more ways than one. You must have gone through something like this when you first arrived at Yamako, right? I'd imagine most new students would. And maybe we'll determine you are horribly ill now. Oh, right, yeah. The moment someone sneezes. Not really. Hanako gazes a little to the side, looking unwilling to go on. I tilt my head inquisitively, but a couple seconds pass with no further answer. But can't we deal with that on Monday? My father has hardly settled from the last... I understand. I'll try to talk her down. You know what she's like when she gets locked onto an idea. Yes, thank you. I'll talk to you later then. Goodbye. Lily's conversation ends with the snap of her phone closing. She returns to our table, but doesn't take her seat. Need to go? Unfortunately. Class representative work calls once again. I can come with you. It's alright, Hanako. I'll just be going straight to the student council. There's no need to spoil a fine evening on my account. Besides, if you were to accompany me on my way back to school, who would keep our poor Hisao company? Okay. I can join you for tea again later tonight, if you like. I may well need it. We agree on that plan, and Lilly says her farewells to the both of us, taking her cane after Hanako passes it to her. Despite my offer to pay for Lily's share, she insists on giving us her portion of the bill, and gives her regards to Yuko as she takes her leave. And then, we're alone. Maybe all well and good and leave Hanako and me alone to have some time together. But all it typically means is the two of us sitting near each other in silence for a while. I wonder what I must look like to Hanako. I never thought of myself as a scary person. But to have someone my own age acting this way around me makes me intensely self-aware. As if it's my fault that she's so troubled. She might get more used to people if she were to stop being so cloistered in Yamako. But then again, when even people much older than her react so strongly after a slight glance at her face, she may well feel the same way I do now. It's a real catch-22. If she stays in Yamako, she won't get used to socializing. But if she leaves, any effort she might try would get thrown back at her by the people who can't deal with her scarring. Want to order something else to keep us going? We haven't had much of a dinner after all. Hanako brightens and nods vigorously. Glad that I brought up the topic for her. I catch Yuko's gaze and she dutifully comes over to take our orders. Would you like something else? I'll just have a sandwich special and a hot chocolate. Bit late for coffee by now, Hanako. Oh, bit late for coffee now, Hanako. I'll have the same. With a nod and a bow, Yuko turns on the ball of her foot and returns behind the counter, where she busies herself fishing out the bread and condiments and working the machine to make our drinks. Not a word is said between us until Yuko comes back. She smiles and gives us our food and drinks before moving to a customer who's called for her attention. I give up on the prospect of having much of a conversation with my companion and decide to just enjoy the meal, small as it may be. It tastes nice, as does most of the food here. After having a few mouthfuls, I notice something's missing. Namely, the sound of Hanako eating. Looking back to her, I see Hanako fidgeting a little behind her untouched sandwich. Not hungry? She shakes her head from side to side. You know she does. The patch of her hair she keeps over the right side of her face still does its job in hiding it almost entirely. It's not that. I was all ready to have your share too. You looked troubled. Is something wrong? I'm startled by her, thinking that I'm the one who looks troubled. On second thought, she's probably right. My face may have given away my emotions without me noticing. And she's hardly a dim person. Quite the opposite. We're friends, right? Friends. The tone of her voice and shrinking posture looks as though I've hit yet another landmine. There's another reason why interacting with her is difficult. The self-imposed psychological barrier she puts up between herself and others, including me and, most likely, even Lilly. It's a shame that... I think that we are. I'm a little taken off guard by Hanako's straightforward answer. All the more so since I was about to give up on getting any reply at all. I see. Oh shit, oh fuck, I pressed the wrong button. Hold on, move the mouse out of the way. Text history. Am I wrong? Sorry, No, it's just... hearing confirmation of that from you is reassuring. To pick up on what you said earlier, since coming to Yamako, I've been a bit uneasy about how I should relate with others. The mouse is kind of bothering me in that side there. I find myself chuckling a little. It's surprising how much of a relief that it was. I could feel my face smiling as I pick up my cup of hot chocolate and bring it to my lips. Ugh, that's hot. That's why I haven't eaten yet. I was waiting for my drink to cool down first. I guess I'll wait then. Both of us share a little chuckle. The situation isn't really that funny, but for some reason, it feels like laughing is the most natural thing to do right now. I guess we were both a bit wound up about each other. I was so busy thinking Hanako was the one with something wrong. It triggered to remind me that I was uneasy as well. But, be that as it may, it still feels a little nice. A little nice to have someone thinking about me like that, in her own way. Following a long and quiet trudge up the hill and into the school grounds, the two of us find ourselves between the two dormitories. Regular night patrols pass between the male and female dormitory buildings, both for security and to quickly raise the alarm for any medical issues that may arise. The guard currently on duty notices us and gives a quick nod as he continues on his way. A loud yawn escapes from Hanako's mouth, where she has a chance to cover it. I have little doubt she's fairly tired by now. I better be off to my room then. See you tomorrow, Hanako. Good night. We separate and begin to walk our separate ways, before I stop and look back. You look back! Hanako stands there waving to me as she smiles. I smile and wave back to her, and after a few seconds, she turns and walks up the stairs to her dormitory building, disappearing through the door. These little moments we share between us feel like a small treasure. One thing is sure, I want to protect that small, delicate smile she so fleetingly wears around so few people. Gotta protect that smile! I wonder about these feelings I have when Hanako's around, and when I'm able to do things for her. Whether they may be the seed for something beyond what we share now. Yes, this is Hanako's route, yes. The summertime sun is something to be savored. Oh, fudge, I did it again. But when combined with the clean country air, it's all the better. Okay, that's what I missed. The track and field club members are horsing around the field ahead. Some are playing with a soccer ball, others are talking, and a few laugh as two of them mock fight with each other. None of them pay me any heed as I sit alone in the grass, underneath the shade of a particularly large tree. It's a nice and peaceful moment after a dreary day of schoolwork. I played soccer pretty often before my heart attack, so I had thought it would be really nostalgic to watch them. What I'm feeling now, though, is quite distinct from that emotion. Oh wait, I haven't seen this person. I hear footsteps approaching from behind me, and I turn to my side to see one of my classmates taking a seat beside me. I'm taken off guard, as the two of us haven't talked much before, and I didn't think anyone would notice me here. Sup? Hi, Miura, wasn't it? Just call me Miki. Surnames are too stuffy. Likewise then. We both look back to the field where the guys are playing. It looks like they're getting ready to have a second game, with people spreading out to their positions and the ball being carried to the center of the field. Oh yes, I've done the Lilly route, yes. So far I have done Shizune, Lilly, and right now I'm Hanako's. Sure enough, the whistle is blown to begin the match, and they get right back into it. Not going to play? Yeah, just gonna press for a bit. What about you? You kinda look like you wanted to play when you were watching us before. So someone did notice me after all. It's kind of a long story. Her face says that I've piqued her interest. I'm in Yamaku because I've got a heart condition. I can't really play soccer anymore. Ah, want to be a soccer player, did you? No, I only really did it for fun. My friends played it, so I played it as well. Any of those guys playing around could have been me before my accident. But I don't feel like I have any real wish to go back to that either. It's a little hard to explain. I'm still decently physically built from the days when I played, even if my strength's largely left me by now. Left me by now. And I got on well with the other club members. When I think about it, I should feel pretty bad watching people play when I can't anymore. Yet I don't. Maybe it's a good thing. A sign that I've gone over it and now I'm ready to become a new person. I think this is one of the characters they thought about doing a route for. I found they couldn't. Aww. It was hard enough getting the others done. Aw, man. She would have been awesome, I think. Sorry, I'm kind of rambling. That's cool. I'm actually glad to hear that. Sounds like you really have your stuff together. Some of the people that come to Yamaku are pretty messed up at first. So you remember the track and field club then? Yep, been in it since I first arrived. Don't suppose you're friends with Emmy. Short, fast runner, no legs. Don't think there are all that many female track and field members. Emmy, everyone knows about her, don't they? But nah, I take it on better with guys, so me and Emmy don't really talk much. Anyway, what about you? Well, I'm not really in any clubs. Real clubs, anyway. You've been hanging around with Hanako and that blonde Amazon, though, right? Blonde Amazon? I suppose Lilly has a height to fit that description, if nothing else. I nod in response, without making too fine a point of things. And then don't worry about it. As long as you got some friends, you don't need to join a club. A loud whistling from the field attracts our attention. One of the players is on the ground, clutching his leg, and the others stop play to jog up to him, leaving Miki grimacing. Ugh, that looks painful. That guy really has bad luck. As she continues to look out into the field, I can't help but being reminded of her own injuries. Her left arm, ending in a stump rather than a hand, has been bandaged up for the entire time I've been in Yamaku. And her injury doesn't seem that new. It might be that the end of it kind of healed, kind of gross-like, so she just bandages it up to hide it. I mean, because it's... You're closing skin around a rounded end. So if you can make like a clean scar, I guess, that's lucky. That's great. But maybe with her, it wasn't that clean, and it didn't, you know, when it healed, it just didn't look all that nice, so she decided to hide it. She turns to talk to me again and catches me looking, both of us sit in awkward silence as she takes her bandaged arm and holds it in her lap, with the other remaining hand. Sorry, I guess I'm still a bit... That's fine, really. Her tone is light. Neither of us says anything afterwards. Every disabled student has their own way of dealing with their problems, and some finding their conditions troublesome is only natural. I'm included among them, after all. The injured guy from the soccer game manages to get onto his feet with some help, and ends up hobbling off the field with one arm over the shoulder of another for support. Probably just pulled a muscle if he can still manage to walk. Whistle blows again, and the game continues once more, with one less man on the field. Hanging out with Hanako and that blonde girl. You keep some pretty strange company. How so? It's just that Hanako's kind of, I don't know, shy. No, it's not really that. It's just, she's got some issues, I think. I can't really put it in a nice way. Not that I don't think she's a nice person, though. She's perfectly nice. Just hard to deal with. Sounds like Miki, or some other people in the class, have tried to get closer to Hanako in the past. And that it didn't go well. I think her judgment is rather harsh, given that everyone, not just those in Yamaku, have their own issues. Then again, I haven't known Hanako for that long, so it wouldn't surprise me if there was some stuff I didn't know about. This game is all about disabilities, right? I did seriously wonder, like, why is Hanako there when physically she's pretty capable? It's just her skin that was damaged, really, but skin is skin, you know? It's not like she lost a limb, or she has like a chronic disease where she's dealing with pain often, or has lost like one of her senses. So that kind of leaves like the one last thing, like, does this game actually go into like a mental disability where, or like like a mental disorder that can be considered a disability? Because I mean, it almost sounds like she has some very debilitating social anxiety. But I'm just wondering, like, is this game actually going to go that way, since Japan isn't... it's not too great when it comes to mental health stuff, so that's kind of why I'm wondering. Someone's more than skin deep. She lost her family too, yeah. I mean, I get that, yeah, she might be depressed or something. But it still sounds like it's like, yeah, like, maybe a personality or mood disorder, maybe. Or maybe just strictly anxiety-based. That actually makes it difficult for her to, like, lead a normal life. Huh. I guess we'll see. I'll just take it as it comes. She's a nice person, and I think that should be all that matters. Miki's eyes narrow a little, narrow a little, and her smile spreads. You really like her, don't you? Miki certainly doesn't mince words. Oh, shit! Oh. Okay, well, I already did, I did Lily's story, so I guess we'll save, here. I want to admit it. Admit it, you like her. To be completely honest, yeah, I do. I appreciate you didn't tell anyone. I think she was made by Japanese people, pretty sure it's made by some guy. Yeah, it was some guys from 4chan, yeah, for sure. But they were kind of keeping in mind that the setting was Japanese, though. I mean, sorry, Japan. That the setting was in Japan. And so far with the way they've been handling, you know, the girls and their personalities and stuff in their stories, I don't think that they would disregard the setting. Hey, whoa, you can trust me. No problems there. To be honest, I think it's kind of cute. You want to go for it? Don't let me stop you. Oh, thanks. She may say that, but she was just talking about Hanako having issues. Still, I want to hold myself to the words I said. Hanako's problems don't matter. I'll deal with anything that comes up. Because I want to help her. If there's even the smallest possibility that I could pull Hanako... This sounds like the... This almost sounds like I can fix her. This game is kind of old, so I doubt they had support like people do now. Yeah, that's kind of the thing too, yeah. Because I'm thinking about when this game came out, and I know it was some ways ago, and I wasn't able to get a chance to play it when it first was around. So I don't know. Maybe now they strive to give better mental health resources and services to people over there. But I don't know. Maybe there's still that stigma. But yeah. Anyway, to get back on topic of this. I'm a little worried if I picked the right one now. Because, like I said, this sounds like I can fix her. Oh no. You'd best keep playing and find out. Oh no, did I fuck up? I should work towards her that no matter what. If she needs a prince, then I will be a prince. Oh. As I think about the possibility of a relationship, I could see Miki grinning at me while watching my face. I'm no doubt blushing, and looking away from her only makes her laugh. Miki gives off a different vibe from the other girls. Talking to her feels more like talking to a guy than a woman. Her saying she prefers male company doesn't help to dispel that notion either. She's just one of the guys. She's a tomboy. Glancing at my watch. Oh god, here comes another sneeze. Oh god. Oh man, I seriously hope I'm not getting sick of fucking shit, man. I was sick earlier this month. Glancing at my watch shows that lunch break is ending in only a few minutes. Time to start heading back to class. I'll not get sick, I'll not get sick, I'll not get sick. I'm just gonna put it in my mind right now. You're not gonna get sick, just don't do it. Don't do it. It feels that way, that's how I failed her the first time she snapped. Oh. I feel like the first time I played. Oh shit. Lunch is about to end. Wanna head back? Yeah, we better. I pick myself off the grass and dust myself off, offering a hand to Miki to help her up as well. She takes it and easily pulls herself up, showing the muscles moving in her toned bare arms in the process. Come to think of it, why aren't you wearing the normal girl's blouse? It's too hot and constricting. The boy's uniform is better anyway. She shows her arms around a bit to emphasize her point. which has the side effect of showing off one particular part of her body that would be especially constricted by the blouse. The two of us start to walk back to the main building through the gardens, talking as we go. Sounds like you're settling in well. That's a relief. It was pretty surprising to get a chance to sit at this point in the year, considering the exams are coming up. Ugh, don't remind me. Don't worry about them. Just cram it and you'll be fine. That doesn't sound like good advice. She claps my shoulder a couple times as she grins. I don't think she takes school very seriously. You seem like a smart guy. I'm just taking to you well already. You're like a hand in a glove. Now to work out whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I still don't know what to make of the school. I've been here a few weeks already. I still feel dazed at times. Ah, you'll get used to it. Just give it some time. It's only high school, just like any other. She makes it sound so simple. But I've never thought about it that way. To me, Yamako symbolized a marked shift in my life. I was no longer normal. I was different. I was to be educated with other different people. And yet, I'm walking back to class and talking casually with a classmate during lunch, after watching some others play a soccer game. All perfectly normal. Maybe she has a point. Maybe I should just look at Hanako in the same way. Everyone has their own issues. This is hardly something unique to Yamako. After all, it's only a high school. Just like any other. As we continued to talk, I found myself smiling. Miki and I are very different people in almost every way. But it feels good to have gotten to know another classmate a bit better. A light breeze blows the scent of early summer around my head while I wait for Lilly. Small white clouds litter the sky, breaking up the monotony of the blue. Hisao, are you here? Lilly's voice floats on the breeze, as if they were one and the same thing. I stop gazing into the sky to examine Lilly. The peach off-the-shoulder sweater and tan ankle-length skirt, in addition to tan sandals, is quite a nice sight. Oh, she's quite a nice sight, sorry. Yeah, I'm over here, Lilly. Near the gate. Were you able to sneak away from Hanako? Yes, it's not uncommon for me to go out during weekends, so I don't think she knows anything suspicious. At that end, she has someone she sees. Lilly purses her lips, as if maybe she shouldn't have continued. Find it a little harder to believe. Hanako's seeing someone. Really? No, it's just... she sees a therapist every so often on weekends. Ooh. Okay, yeah. Alright, this is confirming my suspicions that it does. It is a mental thing, yeah. I think her anxiety is stemming from trauma. Trauma that she hasn't quite worked through yet. Oh well, that does make a lot of sense. Lilly rubs her arm uncomfortably. After one look at her troubled expression, I quickly moved to change the topic away from Hanako. Yes? I was just wondering. You can get around the city on your own? Lilly sighs at my consternation surrounding the topic of her blindness. I'm my own worst enemy sometimes. I can, yes. It's easier when I'm out with a friend or my sister, though. I wonder how Lilly gets along with your sister. Being an only child, it's hard to imagine what having a sibling would be like. Just makes me a little envious of her. Right. Well then, the bus arrives in a few minutes, so we should probably get a move on. Indeed. It's a long way till we miss this one. With that, we set off for the bus stop on the hill. It's only a small distance from the school gate, so it's very convenient. It's a nice view from here. Sorry. Coming from the city, I never really got to see scenery like this, let alone on a daily basis. This area is nice for me as well. It's tranquil, and away from the noises and smells of the city. Oh, I can imagine it might be a little distracting. Lily's head perks up in a trademark gesture purse, signifying that she's caught a sound. Oh, here comes the bus. I look down the road to see the bus trundling up the hill. Her hearing's quite a useful tool. The bus only takes a short while to reach the bus stop, whirling its way up the road, and within a minute, we are on our way to the city. Walking around the city, I feel distinct nostalgia. The smells, the traffic, the tall buildings everywhere. It's a lot like my native city, save for the raised walkways. It was a little weird, walking around a city as casually as I would in a park. But with cars rushing around underneath me. As I'm busily pondering the engineering marvel that is the raised walkway, I get a surprise. It takes a moment for me to realize that Lilly has wrapped her arm around mine, extending her cane in front of her with her other hand. For a moment I'm startled, but I managed to keep enough of a lid on it for Lilly not to notice. While it's not the first time that Lily's relied on me for guidance, she'd only held onto my sleeves cuffs before. It's logical that it would be easier for her to navigate a crowded and complex area such as a city, while securely linked. But I'm far from being as used to this kind of contact as Lilly is. Alright, give me a second. Finally realizing the growing silence between us as Lilly waits for me to get moving, I quickly kicked my brain into gear. You know, it was quite a surprise that Hanako likes to sing. Have you ever heard her do that before? I have indeed. We've been to karaoke sessions several times, along with my sister. I can't say I take to the activity much, but the other two like it. Maybe Hanako doing karaoke is more fitting than I initially thought. Just her and those she knows, all alone in a little room. I would give her a rare chance to let her guard down. Oh, it would give her a chance, sorry. Oh, excuse me. Oh, yeah, it would give her a rare chance to let her guard down, with nobody else there to judge her. Maybe it'd be nice to bring her into town for a karaoke birthday party, if she likes doing it. I'm not sure she would deal very well with the excitement. I moved to protest, but her face shows that she's mulling the proposal over some more. It takes quite some time for her to come to a conclusion. Then again, the best thing we can do for Hanako at this point is to try to create some pleasant birthday memories. Continually treating her as if she's abnormal won't help. I think you're right. If she has something to remember apart from loss, then maybe she'll come around. If we bought her something nice that she could see every day, then maybe she'd be able to take her mind off her past and remember that she has friends. In any case, I think Hanako can handle something like this. In the time I spent beside her, I've learned that she isn't quite as frightfully fragile as I first thought she was. So, shall we be off? I'm not really sure about the layout of this area. Very well. I might like to suggest having something to eat first. I haven't either, so that sounds like a good plan. Make sure you choose a nice place, Hisao. She gives a teasing smile, one that makes me smile reflexively in response, even if she can't see that. I'll make very sure I do. Don't worry about that. Once inside, I ordered 2 slices of pie and accompanying cups of tea to take them back to our table. I pegged this cafe as the type to appeal to Lilly. Small and quiet, but well kept and somewhat upscale. Going by the dainty smile she wears, I don't really know if I chose right. It's very, very rare to not see her smiling after all. Nevertheless, I take a seat near her at one of the corner tables and lay down our small meals. Lilly gingerly brings her head over the slice of pie placed in front of her, delicately taking in the aroma. Lemon pie, is it? Thank you, Hisao. No problem. The tea's just next to it, so be careful not to knock it over. She nods appreciatively, but judging from the slightly weak smile she has, the warning wasn't really necessary. I suppose the sound must have tipped her off to its position. We both tug into our food without further ado, both of us remaining largely silent as we do so. Lily isn't type to appreciate discussion while eating, and I can't say I like it either. Eventually, we finish both our meals, and the last of our teacups follows in short order. Lily's the first to break the silence. That was very nice. I must say you've chosen quite well, Hisao. This is the first time I've really had much of a look around the city, so all I could really do is choose somewhere that looked nice. Damn, sorry. Feel really bad for inadvertently bringing up the subject of sight around Lily's, but she doesn't appear to mind much. Quite the opposite. She almost looks amused by my awkward attempt at an apology. You are thoughtful, Hisao, but sometimes I fear that it gets the better of you. There's no need to change your speech on my account. Lily truly is pretty comfortable in dealing with her condition. I still hasten to change the subject, as I can't really say that I share her confidence in the matter. Have you lived here for very long? It seems like you have this place pretty much sorted out. She clearly waves her hand in front of her face to dismiss the notion. It's nothing like that. I have attended Yamaku since the start of high school, but I didn't walk around the city very much because Akira, my sister, picked me up and dropped me off. Oh, right, you mentioned not living in the dormitories until recently. Surprise, surprise. I just assumed she'd been living here since entering Yamaku at least, which would give her a few years here. I lived with my family for most of my life. Then I was just together with my sister. With my family having moved to Inverness long before, and Akira working longer hours, I ended up having to move. Inverness? Isn't that somewhere in Scotland? Oh, did I not tell you? My family currently lives in Scotland, the birthplace of my mother. My father's side is mainly Japanese, though. Huh. Question of what gave Lily her looks did cross my mind every now and then, but I never thought to ask. That answers that, then. To be honest, I'd never have guessed. Considering you have no accent, I'm guessing you were born here. Full marks. I am thankful for my heritage, though. As about it, I likely have not been taught English so early in my life. And what of you, Hisao? What about me? She gives it a moment's thought. She probably should have thought of what to ask me before switching the topic. I'll go with... Well, what are your plans for the future? To be honest, I haven't thought that much about that recently. After my accident and subsequent months in the hospital, enjoying my life here with you and Hanako has been enough for me. In fact, I don't think I've thought at all about the future for some time now. It seems almost futile. This is your last year of school. After this, you'll have to fend for yourself one way or the other. It's not like I don't know that. I just haven't much thought into it since then. She opens her mouth to continue, but gives a small sigh instead. She seems to have realized that she really doesn't know enough about my situation to go too deeply into this. Well, we all have our own pace. I just hope you'll take any chance you see. I understand. I'll think about it. As we walk back out into the city, Lily takes hold of my arm once again. So, did you get any good ideas for a present? To be honest, no. I never been very good at picking them. As absurd as it sounds, perhaps we should just look around. Hearing Lily utter those words throws me for a moment. Oh, right. How do we do that? That's just the reaction I was expecting. It's simple. You can go window shopping and just tell me what is around. If something interesting comes up, then we might get an idea. Oh, right. I'm still not so sure of this, but I'll take your word for it. I think we'll manage. Hanako, my sister, and I managed to do it well enough. With Lily's simplistic and rather optimistic statement, we set off into the shopping district of the city. And I start describing everything I see to Lily. It's hard to think of Hanako going window shopping. She doesn't feel like the type to place much stock in fashion, nor have I noticed her reading magazines or the like. In fact, all I think I've really seen her do as a hobby is read books. There's a houseware shop just ahead. Oh, sorry. Yawn hit me. Looks like it's mostly crockery, though. I can't think that she'd have much of a need for that. And what type of message would that send to her? Cook more food? That's not such a bad idea. Maybe. Sometimes it's best to leave these things alone, Hisao. Once again, I get the feeling that Hanako's exploits in the kitchen aren't always successful. Lily must have had to help her with that sometimes. Let's see. Next along is a bookshop. That smells like a good one. That seems like a good one. She's always reading. Yes, but there are a few problems with books. I'm not quite sure what she has and hasn't read. Oh, what about a gift card then? There's nothing as impersonal as giving someone a gift card. It's like saying, I don't know enough about you to work out what you like. Well, yeah, but at the same time, you're giving them the option to get them what they really want, in a way. I always thought of it as making sure they got what they wanted. Yes, that's what I thought. Giving people gifts is supposed to show them the level of affection you have for them. If you can't decide on a simple gift for them, then how much could you think of them? How much could you think of them? Oh. Okay, when you put it that way. I mean, I gotta get it, yeah, like... for someone I care about, I would try to go out of my way to get them a gift that they really would like, you know? Oh, right. No gift cards. Lilly seems overly passionate about this, but I can see her point. If you're going to get something for someone, then you should put at least some time... No, sorry. At least some thought into it. If I want to get something for Hanako that reminds her of us every day, then what good is a gift card? In that case, what did you get Hanako last year? A porcelain doll. I thought that if she had someone to talk to, it might help her ease her pain. A doll isn't ever going to criticize her after all. So, should I be looking for a doll shop? If you could be so kind to keep a lookout for one, yeah, I would be grateful. That things come full circle, and you end up in getting gift cards all the time, yeah. Sounds good to me. I wish you'd mentioned it earlier. But if I did that, then you wouldn't have started thinking for yourself, would you? Once again, Lilly has a point. My brain is currently analyzing every story past for gift options. If Lilly had mentioned a doll shop to begin with, I wouldn't have thought of anything else. We wandered through the city streets, but seemed unable to find anything that resembles a doll shop, or anything that I could consider a fitting present. The simple act of searching is starting to clear my head. The events of last week are starting to fade away. And I'm looking forward to giving Hanako her gift. If I can find one, that is. This is hopeless. I thought we'd be able to find something in this city for sure. And I'm sure we walked down the street at least once before. That almost sounds like you're giving up, Hisao. I'm not, but it's a lot harder than I thought. Try not to be so restricted in your thinking. Maybe we should actually go into some shops and have a look around. That might work. I've never really been any good at window shopping. Lilly and I circle around the city streets once more. This time popping into stores that catch our attention. In the end, though, nothing comes up as especially appropriate. Hanako's tastes are often quite hard to pin down at the best of times, thanks to her intensely private nature, and those tastes we do know are hard to accommodate. Maybe take a break for a moment. I'm a bit exhausted. I agree and leave Lilly to rest against the railing where I go to get a couple of drinks from a nearby vending machine. After walking up to the vending machine and grabbing myself some lemonade, I found myself at a bit of a loss. Not really knowing Lily's taste, I decided to take a guess and grab something that seems a little girly but not too weird. Strawberry flavored milk. Back. I walk up to her and place the carton into her outstretched hands, making sure she has a grip on it before letting go. She feels out its contours before opening it and take a very tentative sip. Her approving smile afterwards tell me I made the right choice. We both rest and have a quiet drink for a few minutes. A familiar soft ringing begins to sound from Lily's side. She quickly apologizes as her hand goes into her pocket, pulling out her mobile phone. Do you mind if I take this? Oh, it's fine. Don't worry. She nods to me and thanks, and before turning away and flipping the phone open. Oh, before turning away and flipping the phone open, bringing it to the side of her face as she picks up the call. Going by the tone of Lily's voice, the person on the other end is no doubt some friend or another. I tune out of their conversation pretty quickly, as the snippets that Lilly says makes it sound like little more than gossip. Without much else to do, I find myself watching Lilly. She really is a pretty girl, which would hardly hurt her popularity in school. It's interesting just how much Hanako and Lilly contrasted with each other, in both personality and appearance. For a few minutes, I just lean back and drink, watching her. Before long, Lilly says her goodbyes to the person she's talking to, and hangs up, placing her phone back in her pocket, and leaning back against the railing as before. Sorry, just a friend from class. I take one final swig from the can before throwing it into the bin. Lilly gives me her carton to throw away soon after, finishing off relatively quickly. You seem to have a lot of friends. Oh? Lilly waits for me to continue, her interest piqued. I was just thinking that you and Hanako contrast really heavily. It's hard to imagine Hanako doing a lot of the things you do, or knowing the people you know. You seem to think about Hanako quite a bit. I don't know, it's just... she's mysterious, I guess. I kinda want to know more about her, which isn't that easy. It almost sounds like you're doubting your relationship to her. I don't think it's that. I just want to do more for her, being her friend and all. I don't even really know how she sees me. The statement seems to interest Lilly quite a bit. I wonder if Hanako said anything about me to Lilly during their conversations. I'm about to ask what's on her mind as she picks herself up from the railing. Shall I be off then? Her voice and expression show that she's playing games with me. Lilly knows damn well that she's leaving me hanging. With a sigh, I pick myself up off the railing as well, and have a brief look around. We have stuff to do, so I'll just try and get back to her about this later. Tucked in between a newsstand and a convenience store is a small shop. The sign above the door reads Othello's on Antiques in decorative English script. It'd be easy to miss if we were walking along the street, but since we're stationary and not purposely looking around, it's just noticeable. Say Lilly, that doll you got Hanako, was it new? Well, yes, but I'm not quite sure how... quite sure I know what you mean. I think I found her shop. It's across the road. Oh? And what is it? Some kind of toy shop? It's an antique shop. I think it's probably going to be our best bet. Really? I didn't know we even had one of those near here. Neither did I. I missed it the first time we went by here. Pretty well hidden. Well then, I can't hurt to check. Inspired by this new find, we quickly dust ourselves off and head towards the store, Lilly's hand finding its way to my elbow for guidance. The store has a strange and musky scent to it. The layout is more like a garage than a store. Things are strewn around the floor without any immediate semblance of order. The shopkeeper gives us an almost bored look through his particularly small eyes. His face looks weary and tired, and his dress style is distinctly anachronistic. He gives us a polite nod of welcome before going back to his book. Lilly holds tightly onto my arm. I find myself having to split my efforts between making sure we don't miss a potential gift for Hanako, and making sure Lilly doesn't inadvertently bump into anything. The task is quite difficult given the haphazard way the store is laid out, and the many things poking out of the shelves they're on, or sitting on pieces of furniture, but eventually, we safely arrive at an old desk, covered in dolls and teddy bears. Alright, I think this is the right place. There's pretty much every kind of doll you can imagine here. That should make the choice much simpler. Could you please pick one for me? Pick one for me, Hisao. I feel like it'll come to this. I picture Hanako in my mind. Try to imagine which of the dolls before me would suit her the best. My eyes wander across the collection. Each one is as exquisite as the other one before it. The sheer number of styles is boggling. Eventually one catches my eye. Here, what about this one? I pick up a small porcelain doll that looks to be at least somewhat affordable. Just a Victorian evergreen dress with a little brown hat sitting atop its blonde hair. It looks a little like Lilly. I gently pass it to her, delicately feels her way around the object, while wearing a look of slight concentration. It certainly feels beautiful. Do you think it would suit Hanako, in your opinion? I think it would. It'd look good in a room. In that case, I'll trust your judgment. Will you be getting her something as well? Or shall this be a shared gift? I'm not sure. I think I should get her something myself. I don't think getting her another doll is such a great idea. Maybe... I let my voice trail off as I look around the shop. Resting on a writing table not far from us is a decorative box that catches my eye. Oh, wait here. I think I found something. My, that was fast. I gingerly walked the collection of crystal glassware. Okay, pick up the box. The wooden sides are covered in carvings depicting ancient battles around a castle. Top, however, looks far too familiar. Alternating squares of white and black varnished wood are arranged on the lid. That's a really nice item. It's a chess set from overseas. The store's owner's sudden appearance startles me a little. I didn't see him approaching at all. Suppose he's trying to help us because we don't really look like we know what we're looking for. Or on the other hand, maybe he wants to keep an eye on us because he suspects we might shoplift instead. I'm looking for a present for a friend. I see, in that case, this chess set would make a fine choice. Realization floods into my mind. It's a pretty good looking set, but this is an antique shop. They're not well known for their bargain prices. How old is this? This is a reproduction. My best estimate is that it's about 5 years old. I see. How much? Thanks a little before telling me, which is slightly disconcerting. I'll let you take this now for 7,000 yen. I balk a little. I wasn't expecting to spend that much, but this does seem perfect. And then again, maybe that's a testament to how well he worked out how much he could make me pay. Could I make it 5,000? 5,500, no lower. I'm sold. Oh, we'd also like to get that doll. Thorne looks over my shoulder, focusing on Lilly and the doll in her hands. His eyes narrow, and he visibly takes a moment to switch mental gears. In the process, his smile drops slightly. Guess that means that not everything in this store is reproduction. Are you sure you want that doll, miss? I trust my friend's judgment. I see. No offense. None taken. If you could please wrap it for me, I would be appreciated. Oh, it would be appreciated. Yes, of course, but it is 20,000 yen. Lilly reaches into her purse and presents 4 crisp-looking 5,000 yen notes. Here you are, 20,000 yen. The storekeeper dutifully takes them in the doll. It proceeds to the counter. I take Lily's arm to guide her there. Are you sure about this? It's okay. I have the funds I need. As I said, I trust your judgment. I feel a little guilty on 2 fronts. Firstly, because Lily has just spent a lot of money on my recommendation, and secondly, because I have a feeling the value of my gift isn't high enough. Nevertheless, Lily does seem to get somewhat awkward whenever the mention of money comes about. I hand the shopkeeper my present and the money for it in turn. He puts the cash into the register before busying himself with wrapping the doll and repeating the process on the chessboard. Eventually, he finishes the gift wrapping and hands us both our presents. Please be careful on your way back, and do come again. Thanks. Indeed, thank you very much. Soren bows deeply to us as we leave. Well, it did take us all day, but we found something in the end. That we did. Now that the presents are wrapped, I'm feeling a little impatient to give them to Hanako. Oh, it's a common reaction to buying gifts, wanting to see the reaction of the receiver as they discover what it is. And part of me wants to return to Hanako, just to confirm her condition with my own eyes. Oh, whoops. Ah, fuck. Did I press the button? Let's see. Confirm her condition with my own eyes. So should we head back? And let's. We've done a lot of walking today, but I shan't mind taking a rest back at the dormitories. Lily's right. Now that the need to find a shop is over, my legs are feeling quite tired. Well then, back to school for us. I'm looking forward to resting for a bit too. Lily holds out her arm, and I link mine with hers. Together, we make our way back to the bus stop. Okay, I think right there's a good point to stop. But at least we're in the next act. This is good. Okay, going back to the main menu. Alright, so... things been getting good. Yeah, they are starting to get good. Damn it. Oh well, right now we have to make a pause on things. But, yeah, I mean, some points... I can feel like that awkwardness of when you're with someone who's so shy or so nervous that they hardly talk around you. I have been that person. Other times I've worked really hard to be as social as possible. So I'm kind of wondering, like, because, you know, me personally, I had to put in effort to be like this and all that, like how Hanako is going to go about doing that if she wants to. Because I'm, like, concerned with, initially, Hisao's thought of, like, oh, I'll be her prince, I'll do this and her and all that, make her feel better. It sounds like... we're both socially awkward. Yes, I've been that person who's been socially awkward. And it's because of dealing with silences like that that made me really self-conscious about it, and... just like how Hanako would sit there in silence with Hisao, I'm just like, oh no. I'm feeling it all over again. But, yeah. I get this bad feeling of... I'm not trying to be a white knight, Hisao is. Because remember, I'm the one that called out the... He's having this I can fix her thing going on right now. High school life. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. I hope that was just a one-time fluke, but then again, maybe it just depends on how you play Hisao. Because I don't think that's any good if you stick to that in mind and, you know, thinking that, yes, I can fix her. Totally. Right, why I love this route and game so much back then. Oh. Okay. So, that's it. I think right here is a good point. My throat's also getting a little tired too, and I'm a little worried my nose is starting to get drippy. I can't believe I'm... And I'm trying to think, what the fuck did I do yesterday that suddenly led to this? And there is one thing I realized. I kept my window open for most of the night last night before I got up and closed it. So I'm wondering, is it really just a lot of pollen in the air that I'm actually getting an allergic reaction a bit? Or did I actually catch something from it being chilly last night? Pop the pillar, can't we fix her? Oh no. But anyway, we'll see how I feel tomorrow. I really hope I'm not getting sick. God, I don't want to get sick again. I'm really hoping it's just the allergies. That it's just pollen that is fucking me up right now. Because even my eyes feel like a slight dryness to them. But anyway, I digress. Alright guys, I will see you guys tomorrow night with some Chain of Memories. Again, and also see if I'm feeling alright as well. I hope I'm not catching another cold. But I guess we'll see. Anyway, alright guys, so have a good rest of your morning, day, night, whatever. I will see you guys tomorrow with Chain of Memories. So until then, take care. Bye-bye.